Hello everyone, today I will show you basic stuff to know on Roll20. So before you start, even before you create character and before you use character sheet, there's some settings that you have to know. So let's start with top left corner. This is the select move icon. That's how you can select your token and move stuff around if you can move anything. Good to know. Then there is the drawing tool. So with that, you can draw on the map. Sometimes it can be useful to maybe just show the DM where you want to a spell or put an item. Maybe you can even draw a shape. That's how in my games I use spells. That's the quickest way. So it's a 10-foot radius. All right, there's your 10-foot radius. If it's more, you can draw your spells. So I use that a lot. I don't abuse it. If it's not useful, the DM will have to erase it. But that's a tool that you can use. You don't have all those options because I have the DM screen right now, but as a player, you will have the drawing tool and then the ruler. The ruler here can allow you to measure your movement, your distance. You have only 30 feet of movement, for example. Where can you go? You want to calculate the enemy, how far is he? You have a spell that's 60 feet range, so you can measure with the ruler thing. Another way to measure, especially if you want to move, go back, select icon, right? So before you move, so you can grab your token, grab it in the air, then you can either click Q to activate the ruler, or you could right click on the mouse, right click. Then you can see where to go. So 30 feet of movement. All right, I can go here, here. Also, you can click again and you can move. So 30 feet, I can go there. All right, want to do it again. Maybe I want to dash that way. Let's do it. All right, very useful to calculate your movements. Then there will be the advanced dice roller. That's how you should roll when you don't have an option on your character sheet or there's a problem and the DM just says, all right, just roll a d20 or roll a d4, please. Don't. I know there's a way to roll it from the chat, but it's so much faster doing it from here. So, all right, roll a d20. It's one click, and it's there. 2d6, just click on the 2 beside the 6, and I just roll 2d6. Even if it's more complicated, you can go here and activate the advanced dice roller. And maybe I want to roll 8d6 plus 2. There it is. All right. So use those for any extra rolls. Then here, you've noticed the avatar. Maybe it's the video activated with sound, and you saw yourself, not sure what to do. You click to deactivate it. So usually we don't use the webcam here, or we don't use the voice from Roll20, we use Discord. So what you can do is go in the settings, top right corner. You see my settings here, the little cog, top right. Click on that. Then the third option, audio and video. Open that. Here, others can hear or see. I can hear or see. Be sure that they are both selected to none. Then click on reconnect. Even if you don't mind and you just keep it up or click here to deactivate the webcam or the sound, you should not do that. You should really click none because it will make the game faster. It's going to be easier on the server. So deactivate that. And while we're here, you can adjust the master music volume level, right? The DM, especially in our Elite Adventures games, it will use music as the game goes on. So sometimes when it's at maximum, you might be very loud, might have problems hearing what the others will say. So usually I suggest you put it half, and when I host, I put it about here. But when I play, I put it a bit higher. So you can take care of the music volume. Video display. just beside, there's another tab in audio and video. Audio and video. There's a tab here. What I want you to change is the size of the avatar. By default, it's set to regular, but if there are many players, like for example, we are 7, it will take a lot of space. But you can put it to small. It will take up less space. Some people like to show names only, but I prefer to keep the avatar, and I will show you why. If we go back so those tabs are important. So this is the chat. That's where you will see the roles. For example, if I use a character sheet. All right, so if I do an attack, I click on my short sword +1. So we'll be able to see the roles here and everything. So that's very useful. Most of the time, you will be on that tab. Just below that, there is so you can write. Sometimes you don't want to disturb people talking, so you can write there. But also here, as you can select your character. So as I think it's David's sheet. So you see it will show my image. So it's going to be easier to know who's who. So there's going to be the name here, the image. So we're going to know whose character this is. And we will show the nameplate. That will also help to know who's who. Right? So you can change as. So you will talk as your character, and we will see your avatar. Very useful. About the tabs, so there's a chat, there's the settings that we saw. There's other settings too that you can use. For example, here in keyboard shortcuts, this might be useful. Select either zoom or pan. All right, I always use pan. I think it's way faster, way quicker to move around. If I want to zoom, I just click here. But I often use this in large map. It's very useful to use pan instead of zoom, and some other options. But those are the most important. Last one though, personalization and display. This you will need to change. Most of the time, our DM will ask you to change your display name. So we know, so because on Discord people have a name, on Roll20 they have a different name, and they play a character with a different name. So it's chaotic to know who just talked, who wanted to do which action, and who's playing who. So what you can do is write up your character's name. So for example, this character could be, let's say this character name is Theo. So that's Theo. So you will be able to see the character's name and everyone's character's name under their tokens. Now what I do, I'll write up my character name, then my Discord name, then I can even add my AC. AC is the armor class. So AC 18, my passive perception 12, and my spell save DC 12. So with that, you can see here I have my image, Theo, and who just spoke on the Discord? It's David. All right, and the AC passive perception and DC will help the DM to sometimes know if it fails quicker, so it will help everyone at the table. Or maybe he's not gonna have to ask you what is your passive perception. You'll just have to look there. That's how you can set up your name for every game. All right, so those about the options here. The last one that you might need is the compendium option here. So in our games, you have shared compendium, so you have access to all our modules. So if you want to do a search about attack or about a spell, not sure what it does, just want to to read about something. You can even see some lore. Example, if you play a kobold, you would like to see more about kobold, you can have access to our lore and see what it means to be a kobold here, all that lore. So compendium is very useful. Or if you want to add an item on your character sheet, maybe a longbow, this one, all right, and you can use it on your character sheet. So I have another tutorial for you to learn how to use the character sheet. But like I showed you, everything that you roll will be shown here in the chat. All right, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that it helped you.